Do you live in an HOA and hate your HOA? Do you have problems with the board of directors? Do you hate how it's being run? How long have you been there? And why aren't you doing anything about it? This comes up all the time in the comments, in Reddit, in Twitter, on social media. People just talk about horror stories with their HOA. And they talk about the board of directors and how the board is not doing their job or they're bad people. And what drives me nuts is that the people complaining about them have the power to change it. If you live in an HOA and you don't like the way it's being run, you have just as much of a right as anybody else to serve on the board of directors and do it well. It's absolutely infuriating that people would rather just complain about this issue rather than do something to solve it. Take accountability for the problem. If you live in an HOA and you don't like the way it's run, you're part of the problem. And you're part of the problem because you're not stepping up and going and volunteering to serve on the board and fixing it. And because you're not willing to do that, either because you're too busy or you're too lazy or whatever the case is, everybody else is suffering. If you're a qualified, reasonable, sensible individual, then you're doing everybody, your neighbors, everybody in your community a disservice by not serving, by not volunteering. It's not hard. It's like an hour a month. And you can save yourself all the headache and all the troubles of an HOA run wild. You will learn a lot from that experience. But it's super easy, and it's also super lazy to just get on the keyboard and start typing away and saying how much you hate HOAs and how bad they are and all this stuff. Get on the board. I promise you it's easier than you think. If you don't know how to or are intimidated by that process, give us a call. We'll help you. We'll help you change the landscape of your HOA. But don't just pass the buck and say the board sucks, the management sucks, all this stuff. You can get on the board, you can vote, you can get a couple of your neighbors together, vote the whole board out, and fire the management company, and put better people in place. You have control over your future. And that's the most valuable thing I can share with you today. Jared, the HOA Crusader. If you like that, like and subscribe. If you didn't, that's fine too. Leave a comment below.